was a very nice day. I had ample amount of fun, but it was very hot. She was feeling very cold. कई बार देखा जाता है कि हम very शब्द का प्रयोग excessively इस्तेमाल करते रहते हैं, यूज़ करते रहते हैं, जिसकी वजह से हमारी जो colloquial English है वो थोड़ी bland लगती है, थोड़ी फीकी लगती है। आज की इस particular वीडियो के माध्यम से Learning English in Less than 10 Minutes में हम देखेंगे कि किस प्रकार से हम very को replace कर सकते हैं। So words to use instead of using very, जब हम very का प्रयोग कर रहे हैं किसी अन्य शब्द के साथ, in lieu of that particular two words हम लोग कौन से अन्य वर्ड का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं, and we're going to be looking at some important word lists. So let's just get started. अगर हमें बहुत ज़्यादा गुस्सा आ रहा है तो अक्सर हम कहते हैं she was very angry. She was very angry. Instead of that we can simply say she was furious. Furious का अर्थ automatically हो जाता है कि बहुत ज़्यादा गुस्सा थी. So instead of saying that she was very angry, she was fuming with anger कह सकते हैं, या she was furious. We can say that she was furious. अगर आप बिल्कुल श्योर हैं तो rather than saying I was very sure that it will rain today and look it did, so यहाँ पर very sure की जगह आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं certain. I was certain that it will rain today and look it did. So I was certain instead of saying very sure. Very sure की जगह हम certain का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. That person is very special to me. Instead of that, you can say that person is exceptional in my life. So very special की जगह हम exceptional शब्द का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. That area was very dry, or my skin became very dry. Now skin became very dry, that's still acceptable, but that area was very dry की जगह हम कह सकते हैं that area became arid. That area became arid. बिल्कुल desert की तरह हो गया था. It became arid. That's another way to express that it's very dry. That question paper was very difficult. Very difficult की जगह हम कह सकते हैं arduous. That question paper was arduous to solve. It was very difficult. बहुत मुश्किल था. It was arduous. Very short. Please keep the article very short. Article को आप जितना हो सके उतना छोटा रखना है. Please keep the article brief. You need to keep the article brief. So very short की जगह हम brief शब्द का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. You need to keep this area very clean. आपको साफ सफाई रखनी है, very clean रखना है. You need to keep this area spotless. Very clean की जगह हम spotless शब्द का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. Or you need to keep it spick and span. We can use the phrase spick and span or spotless. They are very poor, but still they manage to educate their girl child. They are very poor. They are destitute. तो हम destitute शब्द का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं instead of very poor. It's very noisy here. I can't eat over here. It's very noisy. It's deafening. इतना ज़्यादा शोर मच रहा है कि मैं बहरी हो जाऊंगी. It's deafening. So very noisy की जगह we can use the phrase deafening. Deafening is another important phrase that can be used. The lecture was very boring. The lecture was very, very boring. We can say the lecture was dull. Instead of using the phrase very boring, हम simply कह सकते हैं dull. That monument was very big. That monument was massive, humongous. So हम लोग very big की जगह प्रयोग कर सकते हैं massive, colossal या फिर humongous शब्द का. So instead of very big, we can say massive. You're looking very beautiful today. You're looking very beautiful today. Instead of that, we can say you're looking gorgeous today. You're looking gorge, or you're looking gorgeous today. That's another way to say it. You need to be very quick with this work. आपको बहुत जल्दी ये कार्य complete करना है. You need to be very quick with this work. You need to rapidly complete the work. Very quick की जगह हम rapid शब्द का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं या swift शब्द का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. You need to swiftly complete this work. You need to swiftly or rapidly complete the work, or complete the work with agility. So very quick की जगह हम इन शब्दों का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. That movie was very bad. That movie was very bad. That movie was awful. So very bad की जगह हम awful शब्द का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. That movie was very, very bad. Rather than saying that, we can say it was awful. He was very calm. He was serene, or it was very calm an environment. It was a serene environment. So हम serene शब्द का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. That attire looks very ugly on you. Very ugly की जगह हम hideous शब्द का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. Even though you should avoid using this particular phrase because it is actually very negative and not very polite to use the word hideous or ugly. That is a very small chapter, or that looks like a very small object. So instead of that we can say petite. Small की जगह हम कह सकते हैं petite. Very small की जगह. That was very funny. That show was very funny. That show was hilarious. That show was ridiculous, yeah, hilarious. That show was hilarious instead of saying very funny. They are very rich. We can say they are affluent, या फिर they are wealthy. They're very rich. They're filthy rich. So यहाँ पर we can say they are wealthy or they are affluent. Please be very careful to reach home before midnight. तो आपको very careful रहना है, सावधान रहना है. So instead of that we can say please be cautious and be home before midnight. Please be cautious, very careful की जगह we can simply replace it by saying cautious. He was very busy with work. He was swamped with work. He was swamped with work. Very busy with work की जगह हम use कर सकते हैं ये phrase swamped with work. He is very stupid at times. बहुत ही बेवकूफ़ हो जाते हैं at times. He is idiotic at times. Very stupid की जगह we can use the phrase idiotic. He is idiotic at times. That is very good. That's excellent. That's very good की जगह हम प्रयोग कर सकते हैं excellent शब्द का. We can replace very good with excellent. She seems to be very weak after her surgery. She seems to be frail after her surgery. She seems to be very weak after her surgery, or she seems to be frail after her surgery. I was very sad yesterday. I was sorrowful yesterday. So very sad की जगह हम कह सकते हैं gloomy or sorrowful. I was very upset with my performance in the last competition. I was very upset. I was distraught. मैं बहुत ज़्यादा दुखी थी, बहुत ज़्यादा upset थी. इसकी जगह हम कह सकते हैं I was distraught with my performance in the previous competition. I was distraught. It was very cold last night. I couldn't even sleep. It was very cold last night. It was freezing. It was very cold last night. It was freezing. You seem to be very smart. You seem to be very intelligent. Very smart की जगह हम intelligent शब्द का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. She is very strong an athlete. She is forceful. She is very strong की जगह we can say she is forceful. Very huge, colossal. That's a very huge project. That's a colossal project. That's a very huge monument. That's a colossal monument. So हम colossal शब्द का भी प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. The party was very fancy. जो party थी वो बहुत fancy थी. The party was lavish. They had thrown a lavish party. बहुत ही fancy party थी. It was a lavish party. That is what we can say. That's a very deep thought. That's a profound thought. That's a very deep thought. बहुत ही deep जा रहा है ये thought. That's a profound thought. That's what you can say. I was feeling very lazy yesterday. I was feeling very lazy. Indolent शब्द का प्रयोग हम कर सकते हैं to replace the phrase very lazy. Don't try to be very clever. Don't try to be very clever. So very clever, just like very smart, can be replaced with the word intelligent. You're very cute. Your daughter is very cute. Your son is very cute. So your son or daughter, they're adorable. Very cute की जगह हम प्रयोग कर सकते हैं adorable शब्द का. That is adorable. That's very cute. That's adorable. That's a better way to express. That is very evil. You again hid your brother's pajamas. That's very evil. That's wicked. That is wicked. ये बहुत बुरा काम किया आपने या ये बहुत बुरी चीज़ है. उसकी जगह हम कह सकते हैं that's a wicked act. That's a very wicked act. यहाँ पर हम लोगों ने देखे कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रेजेस जिनका प्रयोग आप कर सकते हैं in order to replace very from that word and use a completely different word altogether. आप कमेंट सेक्शन में लिख सकते हैं कि कौन सा वर्ड है जिसको आप अब डेफिनेटली प्रयोग करेंगे और वेरी को रिप्लेस कर देंगे. आप मुझसे इंस्टाग्राम पे नीरजा रहेजा के नाम से जुड़ सकते हैं, एंड इन केस ऑफ एनी डाउट्स यू कैन मेंशन दैट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन.